Hi, I'm Leslie Meredith with Breakbulk Events and Media, and I'm here in Abu Dhabi at Breakbulk Middle East with our panelists from the keys to Saudi Customs clearance, an expert on this, Ken Long from Panalpina. Welcome, Ken.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Good. Covered a lot of territory in that panel, but let's start with Vision 2030.
Yes.
Could bring sweeping changes.
Will be sweeping changes, yes.
Okay, we'll change from could to will. How do you see the huge document, but what can you extract from that and tell us what will be most significant for our industry?
One will be the modernization, the streamlining of customs clearance processes, import regulations for them. Let's step back to the vision. The vision is to make Saudi Arabia a geographic hub for transportation between Africa, the Middle East, and Asia. When I say Asia, I mean Russia and up through Pakistan. For that to happen, these things are going to have to happen. So here's the vision. How is it implemented? It's going to be implemented through these sweeping changes. And yes, it's going to take time, but the vision comes from the Saudi government, the royal family, the council. So the government is behind this. This is what they want to see happen, so I believe it's going to happen. That's my opinion.
Okay. How will Saudi Arabia's role in the global sort of transportation logistics industry change?
Saudi Arabia right now is primarily an importer. They're not an exporter. So one of the things that's going to happen, again, let's go back to the vision. What is one of the tenements of the vision? Bring industrialization and manufacturing to Saudi Arabia. To do that, then they're going to bring in industry. And they want that industry not only for local consumption, but to increase exports so that 30% of the production is exported. So for that to take place, again, there has to be these fundamental changes in the transportation infrastructure, in the regulations, and I think that's how it's going to come about. And so it all really, if you look at it together as a whole, one-on-one, under the vision are steps that will be taken and have to be taken, but at the end of the day, it all comes back together. And because one of the points is they want to go from 49 to 25th country in the world in terms of logistics. And that's a bold, ambitious plan, but if you understand Saudi Arabia and you see what Saudi Arabia has done in the development of its natural resources, if they've done what they have so far, they can do this. Okay.
Now I assume that the plan, as it trickles down to actual implementation or regulatory changes, will solve some of the pain points in the customs process now.
Yes.
So can you tell us what those are and what improvements will come, or the easing or streamlining, however you characterize that?
Okay. Again, a little bit of the detail, but one of the fundamental requirements of Saudi customs clearance right now is a physical inspection of material. Everything has to be physically inspected. What are they inspecting for? One, they're inspecting to see if the material matches what's on the documentation. If it doesn't, then they put a hold on it. If the country of origin that's on the documentation is not on the material, put a hold on it. So there's a lot of things that happen in that physical inspection where if things are not properly documented and the material doesn't match, then the clearance stops. You have 7 days to clear ocean freight in Saudi Arabia. After that, storage starts, and the storage is not cheap. And it's based upon the size of the shipment. The bigger the shipment, the longer the days. And when you talk about project cargo, 3,000 or 4,000 tons, that's a lot of money real quick. So the change is going to come in that my understanding is the first step is that they will implement known importers, so that for those importers that meet certain requirements, such as Aramco, such as SABIC, such as established Saudi Arabia companies, they will no longer have to have physical inspection. Eventually, for the vision to be fully implemented, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, but Saudi Arabia will do away with physical inspection. It's just too much of a burden, and it's not necessary. I mean, other countries do it by exception. That's the world norm. And Saudi Arabia will move to the world norm, I believe.